Welcome, 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 welcome. It's been a good little minute.
Yep.
Mr. George, man. Phew.
My goodness.
Um, Safety tip of the day, man. What's on your mind, my brother?
Well, since it's right now here in Knoxville, Tennessee, we're having a little bit of rain. There's moisture everywhere. Roads are slippery. So I would say guys ahead of time, safe distance, and don't follow too close. That's basically it. And
Yeah, what?
that's even when it's dry.
Right. Well, watch your speed, man, because I know. I notice when I rain, man, people they be. I don't know where they got to go.
They get there in a hurry.
But they be gassing it, and
Yeah.
I'm one of those. I'm more gentle. I just I back off and just let up off the gas, man. Because I was coming, and I tell you a story. I was coming down Jellicoe Mountain, or coming up Jellicoe Mountain the other day on my way to La Follette, man. And I don't know. Well, I can't speculate what happened, but all I know is I seen a flatbed trailer, and somehow I always say eat it up, but the middle of the median, they got them met like the things in the ground, the middle, big
Wild
middle.
tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He tore all that up.
Mm.
So it was raining, but I didn't see no other car. I just seen him. So in my mind, I'm like, he may have slipped, he may have veered off the road, but he was by himself. So I mean, I'm speculating. You don't know. Somebody could have cut him off, but you
Yeah.
don't know.
That's true.
He probably was heavy on one side and it just gave out. I don't know. But yeah, so increase your speed or increase your distance, your following distance.
Increase your speed.
Let up off of the gas. Just be more cautious. Just be aware of your surroundings. So
I was saying, say the life you save, maybe.
right. So today we're gonna talk about nostalgia relationships. So you know when somebody from the past pops up or past you know when somebody from your past pops back in your mind and suddenly it feels like you lost something special. But did you lose something special or are you just remembering it is special? So let's breathe for a second.
Yeah. Because that's pretty heavy.
Man, it's real heavy, man, because I've experienced it working nights. So, what is a nostalgic relationship? A nostalgic relationship is when you miss the memories more than the reality. You remember the last, but you forget the lessons. You miss how you felt, not necessarily how they treated you. And right there, man, that's
Yeah, that's
over my past, let's say 6-7 years, with different jobs and different places in my life, and especially this time of year when it's cold. I do reflection, man, and it's like I said, it's all. But they say it feels good for the moment,
gratification.
but the reality, man, when you think about it, it's challenging, man.
That's the thing about it. We do have those, like I said, nostalgic moments. And it is, such a reality check because, it seems like it pops up when you, like I said, that when you're alone, when you're by yourself, your mind is roaming. So I think you miss those things that were fun part of it.
Right.
You're alone. So like, man, I remember we used to popcorn or watch a movie, but at that time you're sitting there by yourself and now you kind of like flashing back, like, I wish I could get those times back, and
Right.
So that deja vu moment kicks in.
Yep. And reality hits is like, hey, this is where we're at.
So alone. But not together for a reason. There's a reason why you're not together too.
I like
that's
that.
what they don't remember. What happened why you're not together.
Right. So and that goes, so your brain edits the past. It removes the stress. It softens the arguments. But it highlights the chemistry. Like I said, it can be trippy, man. And then suddenly somebody who wasn't consistent starts looking unforgettable. That's deep, man, because like I said, I'm human, and there again, like I said, working nights. I think these nights are starting to hit me because I'm doing the same routine. I'm just driving. It's like I was telling Brian the other day, the guy I work with. I said, when I go to McKee, driving, I see the B. It's like a movie in your head. You see the BP. I'm like, okay, there's the BP. And I see the big red barn. I'm like, okay, there's the big red barn. So I'm repeating it as I see it, and it's just like a movie.
Yeah.
And it's this big house. Well, it's a house. It's lit up. Leonard called it the Christmas tree, and it's lit up because Christmas time they got lights. And I start going down the hill, and then it's like, okay, I go down the hill, turn right on 421, and it's like seemed like when I get on 421 and I drive, it's like your mind is you're just there. And next thing I know, boom, I'm at the store. I got to pull in a gas station, back up. So it's kind of like a routine.
Yeah,
so
it's a routine, and you get stuck in a routine.
You get stuck.
It's almost like muscle memory.
Muscle memory, yeah. So easily your mind can slip into nostalgia can kick in, and at one point I used to listen. Well, I still listen. I listen to my gospel music, R&B music, listen to my podcast, and so it's playing in my mind, but my mind is still thinking and still processing. Because at night, normally you're supposed to be sleeping. So I guess people are not supposed to be staying up at night, but people work night. What they call it, graveyards.
Yes.
They say they call it. Somebody made a joke, so they call it graveyard shift for a reason. And I was like, that's what they call it for a reason. But I wouldn't get into that. But yeah, so yeah, it can sneak up on you, man.
And I can see how it is because I couldn't. I don't work nights, but of course we work 4 days in the morning.
Right.
And it is, some of the roads I go down, these back roads, like you say, you start seeing the same thing. There's a stop sign.
Country.
Don't forget there's a curb. Don't forget there's a house that's lit up, and they got one like that. It's got this blue, white, actually, lights all around the fence. So these things I'm looking for because I know they're coming up somewhere. And in your brain, it's funny because you have to, and I've talked to you before, it's like, I got to catch myself because you start driving and get familiar with those areas,
right?
And you'll lose track of what you're supposed to be doing because you're just going by feel and by just what you do consistently, and it's like follow the pattern. It's like I need to wake up and look at what I'm I see these things, but I got to be looking at them at the same time because there's so many things could have happened. I'll tell you that before. I said I'm driving on these roads and I'm just not even thinking like I need to be thinking defensively. I say I can. What I said, a Bigfoot may walk right in front of me, or elephant. But there's also deer. Yes. I have to be really aware of. Don't get caught up in that tunnel vision of like the house with the lights, the stop sign, the curve, the church, the pasture, the field. Right. And some places I can get to the mountains in the back, and the moon hits it just right. So now I'm focused on that. Oh, this study is so pretty, but I've left my mind off the road, and I'll be over here, and I'm looking at the scenery like I'm on a field trip or something, But I said, but in respect, you have to look at this like we get tunnel vision, and that's what we like.
Right.
We stay in that same routine, same single thing every day without even thinking about what you're doing.
Right. And so, like I said, working nights can be like that. So why it hits harder? Why it hits you harder when you're alone and growing? So, and like I said, I'm gonna speak from I've started to speak from experience. I was giving that analogy, like the other day I was driving, I was on my way. I think I was coming down Kingdom Come Parkway on my way to Harlan. And it says, when you're leveling up, when you're focused, when you're building, it can get quiet. And so sometimes quiet makes memories loud. When it gets quiet, it can be loud. And so I am here to tell you, man. I used to, when I first started night shift, people would ask me, you could ask me, Preston asked me, how's night shift? How's it going? I said, man, it's peace. I said, I ain't got nothing but peace. I said, I ain't got to deal with the traffic on the road. I'm the only person in the parking lot. I ain't got to deal with nothing. So, yes, it's peace. But again, quiet makes memories loud.
Yep.
So, especially late at night, long drive. So, moments when you wish you had somebody to share life with. Nostalgia doesn't always mean love. Sometimes it means loneliness. Sometimes it means you miss who you were back then. And I've had times, man, where shoo, I guess I was a bad boy.
Yeah, you were. Still like it is. Don't sugarcoat it.
Man, I was whew,
And you talk about this all the time, and I call you out on it every
I
single
was and there again,
time.
Lord God, I'm grateful that I made the changes that I made, but make a joke. I used to piss you off back then when I changed every time I would get mad at somebody, I changed my number. You used to get pissed.
Yeah.
But those was foolish. I was young. I was in my own little world.
Yep.
But yeah, life will hit you, man. And I realize at 40, even at 41, you know, when people meet me, they say, "Man, you got your life." They see what you have, and they say, "Man, you level headed. You got good heads on your shoulders. You got it all together." But they don't realize.
Yep.
I mean, all of this it came with a lot.
Came with a cost.
It's a price,
Came
boy.
with a cost.
It's a big price to pay, and you have to, especially your mental health. You know, I'm gonna go to mental health.
Yeah.
Can't let your mental health slip. And just like I was telling you with with this night shift, when you get to a point to where you start, and I can recognize my behaviors and I can recognize my emotions, and that's what people sometimes like a check engine light, like Austin said.
Yeah. And it goes off.
You can ignore that check engine light, and sooner or later, when you keep ignoring that check engine light,
yep,
the car gonna stop.
Yep. Race
kind of like
scenario.
with your mental health and your mind and your body, your heart. Like I remember I was pumping them 3 or 4 energy drinks. I was killing them, man.
Yep.
Running them routes, this and that. I stopped that, man. People die. People dying.
Well, I've had mine. I've had my heart still. So yeah, it's a wake-up call.
People die. I'm not going to, because this is a podcast. I want to say dying from energy drink, but unhealthy behaviors.
Yes,
let me clarify that.
Yeah, exactly.
So unhealthy behavior. So you can eat bad, you can drink bad, do everything bad, and it's going to affect your overall health.
It has to. At some point, it will affect you.
It will catch up with you. So it's probably nostalgia if you only remember the good parts. You ignore the reason it ended. We talked about that.
Yep.
So you wouldn't accept that behavior today, but you're tempted to reach out when you feel bored or emotionally low.
Yep.
Sometimes, this perfect time of the year, when it's cold, the sun goes down early. It's like, dang, man, what? Like, you can still, and well, with the schedule that I was working, and I said, man, I'm going, I'll get off work, go to the gym. But you got to remember, I'm getting off about 9. I go in about 11. I'm getting off about 8:39 in the morning. Mm-hmm. So in my mind, it's morning time. So I'm at the gym at like 11. Then I come home and it's like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed by like 3:30. So there again, I go to bed, daylight. I get up, dark. Yeah. So when you're driving at dark and you're by yourself, it can just get settled into it, because there's no light.
Your mind roams more too, because
it will roam.
Like you said, you by yourself. Even when I'm by myself, the way I work,
right?
I work in coolers, so I got nobody to talk to. So my brain it's just rolling with these things or these thoughts,
right?
And like I said, going back to mental health, if you don't like collect it and kind of filter it out, it will bring you down, because it can put thoughts in your head. And again, when you're by yourself, that's how you're going to think about it. Even when I was in the hospital, I was like, we talked about this. All you have time, because I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. I'm just in the bed. I'm not going. I got people coming in and people coming out, nurses and doctors. That's it. So your brain, it takes over. It gives you those worst case scenarios. It does. It's like, oh my Lord, what? But let me listen to something. But you can't block it out, because it's subconsciously, it's still there.
Right.
And it is. You once that mental health, and we on this quite a bit. Mental health is a serious thing, and it think that you have something going on. Seek help as soon as you can. Don't blow it off, because the more you blow it off, the more you're gonna ignore it, and the more you ignore it, the worse it gets.
The worse it's gonna get. And like I said, that's why I caught myself in 2020. Dealing with death and grief, anger, and everything.
All those emotions.
It all piled up, and I'm just like, so I just kind of I lost it.
Yeah, and
And
it's
not,
easy to do. It's easy.
you just gotta recognize, like I said, recognize the signs in your emotions. So growth changes your standards. And sometimes you didn't miss them. You missed the version of you that tolerated less.
Yes.
So familiar versus aligned. This is the natural part. Familiar feels safe. Even if it was unhealthy, it was predictable.
Yeah.
Some people, they stay in situations, and even though they know that this particular person has these behaviors and X, Y, and Z, because it's just comfortable and it's, well, you know, I don't really,
You're familiar with
it's familiar.
that, and you tolerate
You
it.
don't really want to do anything else because once you get out that comfort zone,
Yeah.
then you're not comfortable. So a line feels peaceful, but peace can feel boring if you're used to chaos. I'm gonna say that again. Peace can feel boring if you're used to chaos. Yes, I do. But that's how I felt. That's how, to be honest with you, I started feeling like this working at nights because I tell people when I see these Dollar Generals and these other convenience stores, and I say it makes my stomach hurt. It gives me that anxiety and all that. And it runs all over my body, and I'm just like, ugh. But I got too comfortable with just one store, same place, same route, same miles. And I'm just like, so now my mind is so comfortable. I'm like, okay, this is how your mind, just trying to tell your mind work. Now my mind is trying to find. I remember when I first started, like when I would be on my way to work, I'd be like, my truck's gonna break down in a week. So I start creating chaos in my head. I'm thinking, why are you thinking about that? Like everything is good. You just got paid. And so your mind starts. So if I can't find that with me, I start finding stuff with my son, with my mama, my sister. So I'm trying to, so I'm searching for stuff, man. And it's like
creating something to do.
Why is my mind doing this to me? It's like it's torture. You're torturing yourself.
Yeah.
So, but don't confuse intensity with intimacy. So don't confuse intensity with intimacy. Don't confuse history with destiny. Just because, and this hits me in the heart or hits me in the chest, just because y'all had history together doesn't mean y'all have a future
together. Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, well.
Because sometimes in life, let me say that again. Just because y'all had history doesn't mean y'all have a future. And with me, I have friends. I have, I try to hold on to my friends and everybody, but you got to separate your what's the proper term is associates and whatever. You got to separate your associates from your friends because it's not the same.
And they're different. Yes, there's
a big difference.
Me and my wife were just talking about that coming here from minutes ago before I left home.
It's a big difference. So I'm gonna read these reflection questions. So some reflection questions. So would I choose them again with the wisdom I have now? Is what I want you to ask yourself. You can, as my nephew say, comment down below, like, subscribe, and share. But did I feel secure or just attached? Did I feel secure or just attached? Am I missing the person or missing the feeling? So those are some three reflection questions that you should ask yourself. So in closing, I'm gonna close this up with nostalgia is normal. It's human. It doesn't mean you're weak. But don't let memory convince you to reopen a chapter that has already taught you a lesson. I'm gonna say it again. But don't let memory confuse you, or let me say it again. Don't let memory convince you to reopen a chapter that has already taught you a lesson. Because it hurts. I mean,
Yeah.
you think it hurt the first go around, it's gonna hit you
That
again.
second swallow is even worse.
Worse. So you're not the same person you were back then, and the love meant for who you are now. If you won't require you to, it won't require you to shrink. Let me. I'd have read that. I'd have messed it all up. You're not the same person you were back then, and the love meant for you for who you are now. It won't require you to shrink. So, yeah, man. Like I said, I was conversing with a buddy, man, and we had this conversation, and I was just like, that's people don't really talk about that.
Yeah, that's true.
And go ahead. Sorry,
no, you're right. Actually, I had this thought, but go ahead and finish that. Come on, I'm gonna throw something else in as our closing.
I said people don't really talk about that, but it seems like as I get older and the different times of the seasons, because I listen to a lot of people, and there's people. We all have life issues we deal with, and people got relationship issues, and I listen to people, and they can reflect and this and that. And I just listen. I'm just like, okay. And I never really thought about it as being nostalgic, but
yeah,
it's interesting though. It's pretty interesting.
But relationships are. That's like our Pastor Austin, the Heart and Soul Church now. Same thing, talking about relationships,
right?
And we talk about that, So anybody get a chance to listen to, or go back and recap on some of the Heart and Soul stuff, check it out as soon as you can. It's on YouTube actually, or the Heart and Soul Facebook.
Heart and Soul, yes.
Yeah, Heart and Soul. So it's really good. It's the series for the next couple of weeks we talking about relationships. It's called In the Ring, and it's real good.
Yeah,
especially if you want to into if you want a better relationship or understanding of relationships. I suggest that you check it out, because even though I hear it on Sunday, I go back and listen to it at work sometime. I just like, let me go back, and because chances are I could have missed something, but if I play it, I'm not listening to it again. I was okay. I get more of it now than I did when I listened to it the first time.
Right, and just like today, like the message he delivered today, man, it was deep.
Yeah,
and he was just saying one of the things that stuck out, or when he closed whatever, he was saying people that get in relationships. He said, don't try to be more like your person, but try to be more like God. But
yes,
bro, that's your end goal. You can be in a relationship and y'all can grow together, but at the end of the day, you want to be more Christ-like.
Right,
and
right.
I didn't see him going.
Sense.
When he went there with that, I was just like, wow, And the thing I like about him, he gives good points and analogies, and especially when he's talking about his wife and kids and everything.
Yes, absolutely.
And some people, like, he was what did he say? Big. He said big dog.
So we all want comfort words sometimes, approval words.
Well, he talked about the 5 love languages too,
Yeah.
man. I don't know if you remember. Like, I can't cite them. You got what sent or
I'd have to go back because
words of affirmation.
Actually, I was trying to write them in my notes in my phone, because I always go back and listen to them again. But I'll listen to the sermon again tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, but there's a book called 5 Love Languages too, and I actually listened to that book when what's her name suggested it.
Anyway,
she suggested that book, but anyway, so but yeah, so I hope y'all have a good day. Man, it's been a good topic, man.
Yeah, good topic. We'll have to probably piggyback on this some more, because those is it goes into mental health and relationships, because that seems like everybody, we all have. I mean, majority of people have some type of relationship issue.
Yes.
Just as I also say, we are, and that what kind of goes into the sermon. We are different. That's biologically we are that way. So we're gonna have these conflicts. But anyway, go check that out. That sermon from Heart and Soul Church if you can, and it'll make a lot more sense than we're trying to explain it, because it goes into a lot deeper than
what we're talking.
He explains it better too. So it's a sermon. So he's actually studied more about, and we just kind of give me an idea of. I thought it was good. I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So yeah, but I hope everybody have a good week.
Safe week.
Good safe week. As always, we appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have a good day.
It's the drip from me, Strozar.